Hello and welcome back to Prosperity by Design. So I am going to share a story with you that actually happened over this past weekend. And, I was searching for content. I was like, oh my God, this story is totally it. So essentially there was this terrifying thing that happened. I was putting boxes and stuff out into my car because I needed to go drop some stuff off. And then I put Penelope in the car because it's she's going to come with me because she's my ride or die. And then before I got into my driver's seat, I looked down at my front passenger side tire and it was flat. So I'm going to tell you the story about that flat tire from this weekend, and I'm going to kind of wrap into this story and to this podcast episode why this lesson is so important. So as we have already established, I had a flat tire, and so I was in the parking lot where, I'm located. So I just drove around and I was like, hey, I need to get the air compressor out. I got the air compressor out and I filled up the tire. But then my stepdad was like, okay, let's look and see if there's anything in the tire. And so we did the whole inch back every couple of feet, inches, whatever, and see if there's anything in the tire. And lo and behold, there was a humongous nail in the tire. And so it was leaking. It was also, keep in mind, it was 19 degrees outside too. So it was leaking, you could hear it leaking air, and it was also really cold. And when it's really cold, then your tire pressure starts to diminish and decrease anyways, because it affects the rubber and how the rubber, contracts and expands. And so it was contracting at a very high rate because of the cold, and also because there was a huge nail sticking out of it. So luckily the nail was in between the tread, so I didn't have to get a new tire. But it was terrifying because Penelope was already in the car, and if you go too fast and the air leaks out too fast, you have a possibility of popping the tire and then veering off the road, or, it's a front tire. It's not like it's a back tire. If it's a back tire, fine, it's whatever. But a lot of the time, especially if you have front wheel drive, you have to take precautionary maneuvers so that you don't get caught into an accident. So lo and behold, there's this nail. There's a Mavis tire close by where I live. And I went to the Mavis tire, but when I walked in, they were like, yeah, no, we're booked for the day. We're not even going to be able to get to this until Tuesday. I was like, this needs to get taken care of today. This cannot wait until Tuesday. No. And, the universe was probably telling me, yeah, Fallon, you need to kind of slow your roll, but no, I can't slow my roll. Okay. I need to get to work tomorrow. So I did what any normal person would do, and I got in my car and I started driving to the next Mavis tire. It was about 30 miles away from where I was located, and obviously, keep in mind, my tire is leaking still. This whole time my tire is leaking. And Penelope's also in the car, so it's not really the greatest recipe for success. So Penelope's in the car. She's asleep in her car seat. She could not care less what was going on. She was in her own little world. She was enjoying her life. She was having the greatest dream. All right. And I was the one in the front seat driving the car, freaking out because I'm like, I don't want to veer off the road. I want everything to be okay. Right. So I get probably about 7 minutes away from the Mavis tire that I called, and they told me they were slow. They could take me in. So I was like, okay, I get 7 minutes away from this Mavis tire. I'm doing 55 miles an hour on the highway. And I reach this point in my head, and my head is starting to say, pull over, just pull over, just pull over, just pull over. I'm like, shut up. And I just keep telling my head, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. And I keep going, and I stay the course. And I go until I get to this Mavis discount tire, whatever, so that they can plug up the tire, okay? Now, the reason why I bring this up is because had I listened to that little voice in the back of my head and I pulled off onto the shoulder, then I would not have made it to the Mavis discount tire, and I would not have been able to get my tire plugged, and my tire probably would have popped had I pulled out onto the shoulder. And the reason why I bring this up is because oftentimes we are going, and then we have one doubt or we have one misconception, and that is enough to veer us off the path, and it sucks up time. Like, if you think about it, had I pulled off onto the shoulder, I would have wasted time. That would have been time that my tire was leaking, and that would have been time, like precious time, that I could have used to get where I needed to go. And I told my brain, I was like, shut the fuck up, brain. Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And I kept going. I stayed the course. I was like, trust that I'm going to get there. And I pulled off of the highway onto Route 46, which is a state highway. So we're talking like Interstate 80 onto Route 46, which is a state highway. I pulled onto the state highway and I was within a quarter of a mile. By the time I pulled into the Mavis tire, my car was tilted. It was flat again. So honest to God, had I pulled off the road onto the shoulder, I would have wasted time. I would have wasted air that could have gotten me to the Mavis tire. And your business and your finances are the same way. Had you, or have you, or will you, whatever the verb is, I don't care. If you pull off of your goals prematurely, early, okay, you're not going to get there in as fast of a time as you could have gotten there. If you don't stay the course, if you veer off course, you are not going to get where you're looking to go as fast as you want to get there. And it's true. It's just honest to God true. And it doesn't matter if we're talking about a tire or if we're talking about your business. How many times have you started a business in a specific area, in a particular niche, and you're like, well, nobody's buying, nobody's paying attention, I'm just going to do something different. Sometimes people call it shiny object syndrome, where you bounce around to a bunch of different things. And I would encourage you to, instead of bouncing around to a bunch of different things, to find the one thing that you know that you have evidence in, you know you have proof in, and you know that you are confident in talking about, and stick with that thing. And do that until you see it through, till you reach at least your first goal. At least until you reach your first destination, whatever it is you want to call it. And that will get you to where you are looking to go. Stay the course. Stay the course. It is pointless not to stay the course. That is a little blunt and a little harsh sometimes, but it's true, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. You know I'm not going to lie to you. So all of that to say, I'm using that story from this weekend as, I guess, an allegory is what you call them, to explain to you that staying the course with your financial goals, with your debt, with your credit cards, with your business, with your income, it will happen. You have to trust that it's going to happen. And sometimes it's scary. By God, it's fucking scary. I get it. My daughter was in the car. I didn't want to pop the tire. My front tire, it's not like it's a rear tire. If it's a front tire, like, your steering is completely affected, okay? Like, the wheel, it'll be like, burr, 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 burr. I wish that I had a video so you could see what I just did. But your steering is affected. And if I swear to God, if I pulled over, I wouldn't have been able to fix the car. Like, it would have been just completely done. So all of this to say, stay the course. Now, I want to thank you for listening. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I can't wait to talk to you in the next couple of days. I know that this past week I took a week off, and it wasn't because I intentionally took a week off. It was because I have been building my newest program that I am so fucking in love with. It's called Financial Fitness, and the wait list is out. I am I can't explain to you. I have never been so behind a course before. Like, I was like, oh yeah, the season of business, but no, Financial Fitness is it. This is the thing. I am putting the waitlist out. So the waitlist is if you are interested, and if you're looking to better your finances, if you're looking to bring your finances to a better position for your personal finances, if you're looking to get out of debt, step into your financial power, and pursue your dreams, because this is the first step. Like, financial fitness, getting yourself financially fit. I mean, literally, it's in the title, right? Getting yourself financially fit is only going to help you pursue your dreams. And that is why I'm releasing this waitlist. The waitlist link is going to be down in the show notes. So be sure to go check it out and sign up. If you are on the wait list, you are going to get incentives and bonuses and rewards that nobody else is going to get once it gets released to the public. Those rewards are only if you are on the wait list. So I encourage you to get on the wait list because I'm going to drop it here on the podcast because y'all are my people. If you sign up on the wait list, you are probably, wink, wink, cough, cough, nudge, nudge, going to get a very nice discount to get into the course. Once it's released to the public, it will be released at full price. So get on the wait list, do it now, and I will see you there. All right, thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.